Hello, hello. For today's Art Spark free art exploration, you are going to need the following materials: a piece of paper, cardboard or styrofoam or polystyrene. I only had cardboard, but styrofoam really would be the best material. Scissors, paintbrushes, a selection of paint from the same color family, something circular or square that you can trace to make a uniform shape, and something pointed, either a sharp pencil, a pen, a chopstick, a toothpick, anything of that sort. And then, of course, as always, when we're working with art supplies, make sure that you have covered your work area so that you are ready to keep it nice and safe from the mess. Howdy, Epic. For today's Art Spark free art exploration, we are going to be experimenting with monoprinting, which is essentially taking our stamping to the next level. And the way that we're going to start this is we are going to start by cutting out circles, squares or rectangles. Actually, circles, squares, or rectangles. I'm going to do circles though. From your cardboard or your pizza tray or your food, food trays or containers, or your foam, whatever you found that's going to work for this. So I'm going to start by taking my shape template that I'm using, which is a circle for me, and I'm going to be tracing that several times on my cardboard, which is what I'm using. And then I'm going to be cutting that out. Okay, here are my 4 circles that are going to become my customized stamps. Now, depending on the thickness of the material you're using, smaller hands may need some grown-up assistance with the cutting out. Just make sure that your grown-up is actually available at this time and ready to help you. I'm mostly speaking to Explorer age students here. So now that we have our shape, we are going to make the stamps. You're going to use your pencil or your wooden skewer or your pen or a toothpick to draw a design into each stamp. Make sure that you're pressing your pencil down into the material. You can create dots, lines, and shapes. Just know that a simple, clear design works best. So I'm going to start by just etching. This is really what you're going to do. You're going to be etching it, not just drawing it. So I'm going to be etching in a zigzag type design into mine. Okay, you can see that this is simple and clear, and if I get up close you can see it's etched in there. It's not just drawn, but there is depth to this, which will create the stamp element. Okay, go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and make several more of my stamps real quick so that I can then move to the next part, which will actually be using them as stamps. Okie dokes. So now that I have my stamps here, I am going to start adding paint to the stamps and making my mono print here. So I am actually just going to use this stamp primarily, although maybe I'll use my other zigzag one. We'll see. It's of course up to you if you want to mix and match or just use one. I'm going to start with this seafoam green color, and I'm going to really cover as much of the cardboard as I can, getting it on there pretty thick. I hold the edges when I want to get the final part here. Alrighty, and then what I like to do is take whatever sharp object I was using and go over the shape of the stamp one more time to really get any excess paint out of there so it'll show up. Now I'm going to flip it over, put it on my paper, and press down. And then just peel it up. And I'm going to keep doing that with all different colors within the same color family. All right, so I'm going to keep going with this and experimenting with the stamp until I get the look that I'm going for. Note that since this is a homemade stamp, of course, it's going to come out slightly different every time, and it's never going to be exactly necessarily what we're picturing, and that's the beauty of it. You'll see what I mean when I show you my finished product and when you see your own finished products. But I'm going to keep going through and adding to this until I feel it's done. And then I might make some more pieces using my other stamps or using the same one, depending. But I challenge you to explore with this for at least 45 minutes, making different mono prints using your stamps. And I can't wait to see the results of some of your process art on your dojo portfolios so we can talk about how this process went for you. All right. I look forward to seeing all of that epic. Have fun with this art exploration today.